to record on this.
Fuck you, bitch.
Less of the aggression, Luke, please. Less of the aggression.
Lady alone, Luke.
This is a safe space and we don't need that aggression.
She says it in such a snarky way. This meeting is being recorded.
No, she just says this. She's just making you aware that this meeting is being recorded. She's not saying it in like a shit. Just because you've got to stick up your ass.
No, she says it in
To
a
be
passive-aggressive
honest,
way.
to me, it's just like, you remember this old Avast voice about telling you that your license will over soon? I don't know if you have.
Can you please roll for initiative against the Zoom lady?
Different dimension, one shot. Luke versus the Zoom lady. The Zoom lady's like a big level 20 like sorcerer or some shit.
This is when we come up against an NPC. For some reason, their surname is Zoom or something like that, or their nickname is Zoom.
Don't give him
Can you
ideas.
please do some fan art for the Zoom lady, please? I'm a full-on Ketu drawing style.
Honestly, that stuff exists. People have drawn characters of the Zoom, probably. There's like characters of like operating systems.
If anybody finds this picture, there is a picture online that Bean is looking for. Hairstyle, shaved undercut, D&D dice shaved into it. I've seen it, and I couldn't find it.
I'm wanting to get it done, and I need it as reference to show my hairdresser, and I can't find it anywhere. So
Bless you.
If anybody can find it at some point, that would be grand.
Okay, shall we play some D&D? Sorry, everybody. Right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Critically Average Adventures, and welcome to Out the Cold. This is a D&D 5e campaign that I'm playing with my friends, and these are my friends. Adventures in the wastes and conversations with patrons in the guise of priests. What next? What next, my travelers, my little players? Shall we do? So I believe we try and get everyone back to Kanzax to kind of recoup and reorganize. So I have made you all a little map so that you can work out the logistics of this this situation that you've created for yourselves. Because Rook, if you remember, had badly damaged man's sled. Just change it over now.
Oh yeah, sorry about
It's fine. We can manage to do this. I explained what I wanted to do because I was trying to work around the one that was broken and the one that we left.
Yeah, well, if you zoom out on this map, it's still on this map. It's just further away with no dog attached.
George, did you in character, sorry, or out of character, sorry?
that. Out of character. Also, Pete, was that the image in the Discord?
Sorry,
I've just been googling that in the sideline.
I opened it up and I'm looking for that image, and all I can see is Luke passing sausages. No, it's not.
Oh, you made a little disc.
That's close to it, but this one was like rainbow. Like
Okay.
it was all like maybe it was a pride thing. I'm not sure actually.
I don't know, but it's seeming fine.
It was grand. Right, so yeah, there's your map. How you doing?
Oh shit! Yeah, hello.
If you look right down the bottom, you've got the other sled, but it's got no dog attached. If you remember, you are already coin in with Robinson. Money paid down. You kind of kept that deposit for your next trip out, and it just so happened that you needed to travel fast. You don't want to be losing money to Robinson, really. You've already lost one dog, damaged one sled. What's the score?
I mean, it's a damaged sled could could be used again just to have a temporary fix. I have mending in my spells, but I didn't prepare it, unfortunately.
Okay.
So
Could we, sorry, could we feasibly tie the broken sled sort of to one of the sleds just so that when we get it back, it could be fixed rather than not bringing anything at all?
I think that is a very wise idea. You've got plenty of rope, guys. Rope, you know.
and we
Plenty of
have
rope.
plenty of rope.
Poet.
You would we need to tie a knot. You need to, if you remember, actually one of the skis was wonked by Rook's attacking of it. So you probably need to work out a way of straightening that sort of thing without breaking it.
Well, it's going to be a check, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Oh,
I've got
yeah.
a hammer. I've got a hammer.
So have I.
What kind of? Yeah, but
Captain.
I've got like a tool hammer. You've got like a smashy hammer.
How very dare you? Captain Smashy can be used as a tool hammer as well.
I mean, you did the damage, so you
Exactly,
could try
so
to repair it.
Exactly. If I did the damage, then surely it makes the most sense that I'd try and fix the damage that I did.
Okay.
What kind of check would this be?
This is what I'm trying to determine from this. Is like
Slay of
can't
hand,
really do-
maybe?
well, it
It's
would be
not brute strength.
extra strong, but it would also need strength, wouldn't it?
But
So
we don't want it to be too strong because otherwise
No.
it risks
No,
damage.
no, you will ruin it. How are you going to play it? Look,
Could suggestion?
Hmm.
Could Rook roll with strength and Arden assist with a sleight of hand roll?
okay. Yeah,
Would
okay.
that be something that would work? Because then it combines the two.
Yeah, so you're using Rook's strength.
Arden's
And
just standing over him, micromanaging, going, no, you need to do it that way.
yeah,
Like
you're-
IKEA furniture.
Yeah.
No, you've got it the wrong way round. You need to turn it
Arden's
upside-
the instructions. Arden's the one that reads the instructions. Rook is the one that just let's put it together.
and there's like handful of like
It's like screws left over. Like,
insects.
Do you
Well,
need
it's
a
safe to
wizard
stand
to
there.
have at least a plan on how to do it?
no, fine.
I mean, we can only do 2 rolls, can't we?
Yes.
So
That's as good as
let's
it gets.
see. Okay, what I'm going to ask for first then is an intelligence then on Rook, because you're looking at this thing to try and
Oh
figure it out.
no.
Oh fuck.
Oh dear.
But no, intelligence is not my lowest. We're good. We're not good. We're definitely not good.
Oh, no.
That is a 3.
Okay, Rook, you have a
You sure
brilliant
you don't
idea.
want my help?
Rook, you have an absolutely amazing idea on how to fix this. But you think you'll need Arden to help. Arden, with your sleight of hand, please.
Oh no.
And Rook with a
Oh,
strength.
no. Oh no.
Nat 20.
This is just going to be firewood, isn't it? Let's
Nat
be
1.
honest.
So with my +5 modifier, I get 6.
Oh, so not very strong either
Not
today.
very strong at all.
Not
Wow.
smart, not very strong.
I got a 21.
Okay, you line the ski up absolutely perfectly for Rook to kind of push into place. And something about the dressing down that Niala gave him has shaken him. And you can visibly see that as he tries to push this ski back into place, his heart is not in it.
Yeah, Nyala's going to walk to them and like, what are you doing? Seriously. Zitsky was not in this position. Look at it.
No, you think it's in the right position, but they just haven't got the strength to move it.
It's fine. It's fine. It's Niala, could you do
Let me do it.
No. Could
Let
you do...
me-
No.
Do it. I
Niala,
don't care.
Niala,
I don't care.
Niala,
No.
let me have one more swing. One more swing, and then by all means, if it doesn't work, you can do it. Don't hiss at me. One more
Okay.
swing.
You broke your promise.
Go on then.
Yes, that's true. But just one more swing. But could you do me a favor and just kind of back up a little bit?
If you're going to use full force, you know this is going to break it.
No. I'm not using brute force. It's just you're a little bit scary when you're angry, and I feel like if I mess up again, then you might shout at me again. I don't want you to shout at me again.
Basically,
Yeah.
he's saying that he can't do it when people are watching.
I
Not
didn't
in
know
those
you
words,
so
but yes.
shy.
Normally I'm not, but something about the last 20 minutes has just kind of shaken me.
Hey, Adard, I'm not that scary, right?
Oh, on the contrary.
You kind of are.
Very much are.
Go see the Instagram. I mean. So what are you doing? You're going to give it a wallop now?
I'm going to give it a gentle tap, like with the force that I think is necessary to pop it back into place.
Can I give you my hammer to do this with? Not.
I will take Arden's hammer to do this with.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was going to say, are you doing this with Smashy? Or...
No.
Okay.
Proper
So,
tools for the job, please.
Okay, so you make this roll. It's going to be a slightly lower DC to try and move it because now you've got sort of, so just hands. You've got some sort of leverage.
Okay, is that another strength? Yeah.
I think a strength. Yeah, because we've reworked this.
That is 24.
Okay, so yeah, really, really strong.
Okay.
You push this into place, and it clicks in.
Hi, sweetie.
And it clicks into. It's straight, but there seems to be pieces that aren't kind of attached anymore in places. So it's there, but there's no way to shape the metal back into its true shape. You think this will drive reasonably true as you climb aboard it?
Question:
Or if you drag it?
would it benefit from me tying a javelin to the broken ski to kind of give it more kind of intent? No, okay.
No, I don't think so. You might snag more roots, etc.
I mean,
you-
it's not a broken arm, so you tried.
As you are,
Right.
Tim.
I suggest we
Okay.
get moving before we become more dragon bait.
Yeah. We might need a bit of organization for this. But first, on this sled, can you guys help me to charge the dead dog on it?
So I'm going to take the damage off of that one.
So we're taking the dog back with us.
Yeah. I just feel like, well, the owner was really nice with us, especially Nan. So
I'm just slightly wary that dragging a corpse around might attract other predators, but I look to the others for their input.
I think if anything, we should bury this dog and maybe
Move on.
kind of move on. I think it's it could also could have upset the current pack as well. They
Hey guys, drag one of your dead brothers.
there's not really much that Robinson can do with a
Dead dog.
dead dog. It feels very Monty Python, like the dead parrot.
This parrot is deceased. It is an ex-parrot. It is no longer alive. We have no
Ceased
further
to
use of
be.
it.
Sorry.
that's mean.
Oh,
That's
please tell
mean.
me you've seen that sketch though, Celia. Monty Python and the parrot.
I haven't.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry.
We'll send a link later on when we take a break or something because, yeah, Monty Python. Anyway,
Kiss.
moving on.
Like I can play it. We'll just discuss multi-Python.
Let's bury the dog.
So is the sled pretty stable now?
Yes, it's pretty
Is
stable. It isn't
okay.
attached. It's straight, but there's like several prongs that come down onto the ski.
Right.
The ski's like this, and then there's 2 prongs. One of those is completely snapped, isn't beyond the fixing, but it's kind of then back into the right place. So you think it will drive reasonably true as you drag it, but I don't think it would take very much weight.
If you're only towing it, then it isn't so much a problem with anything on it. But would it benefit from having any kind of rope lashing it together? Or is it at this point, this is the best it's going to get?
You'd have to put the rope probably underneath the ski the way of the design, so you'd probably then cause more friction.
Yeah, and the rope would probably just break at some point.
The friction of it traveling would fray the rope away.
Okay. I don't know. I just told you the others are we all ready to go. Let's bury the dog and leave.
Okay, so that is a pretty simple task. Did you, Nan, harvest a Bulette eyeball?
I believe I did.
Yeah, you did choose to do it. Yeah, you've got yourself a...
Yes. I added it to my inventory as well. So I have just one big gross eyeball.
I've got a separate Google Doc for my inventory.
Oh, because it's hard to add things, yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise I have to homebrew an item every time we get something.
You can add it in your note page.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there is that.
Which is just typing. Yeah, so you bury your animal and begin to make your way back to Kansas. What would you like to? Sorry, would you like to do something else? How's that happen? So you tie one sled on. This is the logistics part. So you've got one sled abandoned down the bottom of the map. You've got one dog that is now buried. So I will delete that dog. You've got a big Bulette corpse. You've got you guys doing stuff.
So is the floating disc going to tow it, or is Rook going to tow it, or am I going to tow it?
Question. Sorry. How heavy is the corpse of the Bulette?
Oh God, it's a large monstrosity, I believe. It's super big. It's like a small rhino.
But in terms of actual weight,
it's probably heavier than a Jeep. Let's put it like that. If it's a small rhino, rhinos are like 2 tons at least. Like they're big. Like they're heavy.
You know what? D&D stats don't give a weight for it. Amazing enough.
I got you. The most it can weigh, or the least it can weigh, is 1,800, go up to 5,000.
Yep. So nearly a couple of tons. So I don't think we're taking.
George is like doing some math.
I am doing some maths right now.
What kind of sled pull?
If you really want a trophy, here's an eyeball. Like...
Oh no! I want the whole bloody thing.
What was it we were just saying a moment ago about dragging a wolf corpse, and now we're thinking about bringing a Bulette corpse? Like, I think bringing a bigger meal might attract bigger predators.
If people are fussing around the corpse and not leaving yet, is it feasible? Is it feasible for one or more of us to go collect Nyala's abandoned sled?
Quite a way.
I mean, my idea was
the direction we're going back, though.
Yeah, it's the way we're traveling, but it's a long way off.
You could go down and get it and bring it back, but you'd be doing more traveling than you need to. It's only a few hundred feet.
I suppose somebody could get a head start and go for it if you wanted to.
Yeah, you're heading towards that way in a minute anyway, but yeah, you could do it
We'll
while they're passing around. Do you want to do that?
I think so. That Rook need 2 dogs to carry him.
With swiftness, yes.
Or 1 dog and a floating disc to pull Rook's sled.
Well, this doesn't have
I was thinking that too.
Itself, does it? It doesn't.
No, the floating disc has only got momentum from the dog pulling it.
Okay.
As far as I understand how the floating disc spell works.
1 hour, so I
Hear
can
me out.
ritualize it.
Hear me out. This might sound strange, but hear me out. What if we kind of make a train out of this? So we have all the dogs at the front, and then the floating disc and then all the sleds in tow.
Hmm.
And we kind of make a train. So we're all traveling in once. And then if one sled gets damaged, big whoop, we've got another one. We just stop and carry on rather than somebody getting stuck and left behind potentially or picked off by something on the way back. All traveling in one unit, I think, is safer than some people having damaged things and some people not.
Well, we've got nobody on a damaged sled. We're towing a damaged sled just because we don't want to lose it. I think if we are like an articulated sort of thing, the turning is going to, you know, when you turn the front sled, the other sleds are all going to go way, you know,
Depends
like
on
momentum.
When we were leaving and on our way out here, though, we were traveling at a fast speed to try and catch up with Rook. This time, we're not in so much of a rush to get back.
But my alternative pitch is just like next to each other, but kind of moving together. So still hard to turn, but you won't end up
just
with
make
a
the
snake
turning
tail.
circle larger.
But you won't end up yeeting somebody off the back of the sled in that.
just like the back of the train is suddenly perpendicular to everybody. We're like,
Yeah. If you've ever, you know, toy train sets, that, and if you, yeah.
This is the puzzle that Pete was teasing.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to get you.
Puzzle.
I think you made it into a puzzle. I didn't really intend.
This was meant to be really simple. Fix a sled
I
to
love
it.
it.
Let's go. We turned it into something bigger in our own mind.
Can we feasibly construct ourselves a sled golem and then walk it all the way home?
A mecha sled. Or should we just stick with? You can go and get Nyala's and tow Nyala's after we repair it. Me or Rook will tow our own. The other
I mean,
one.
mine is fine. It is just stuck because I
It's just
rolled
stuck, it's
2
not
nat
damaged.
1.
Oh, then once we get to it, we've got one more sled than we need. It's the fact that we've got one less dog is the problem, not one less sled. So either way, we'll just tow it.
Each of you has a sled. Nan's one slightly works. Nyala's sled, you're not sure of the condition of because it was left behind.
But Nyala will need that sled because otherwise, the floating disc isn't going to last the whole journey.
1 hour.
1 hour is not enough to get back, surely. So we need to go and get that sled so you can use it to travel.
But for now, as we are short on sled, me and Rook can be on the disc and we just get pulled because it doesn't add weight. So the dog are not impact.
I wouldn't say it doesn't add weight, it just doesn't add friction, so it adds less weight than it would a sled.
So,
There's
in
less to add.
theory, if I put
In
the
theory.
corpse on the floating disc, we could take it back.
Let me
No,
check.
because the floating disc can only hold up to 500 pounds.
I love the other
Yes.
looking through a spell book.
Not
Like,
800,
how much can it
not
take?
1,800 pounds. So okay,
Oh,
let's
is it
get the-
1800?
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's get the first step out of the way and go and get Nyala's sled, and then
Yeah.
reevaluate the situation.
Yeah, it can
And
hold
get
up
away from
to
this.
500 pounds.
Not enough.
Yeah, no,
So-
500 pounds is.
Well, this is not meant to be this complicated.
Let's get
go
back
and
to the other
Nyala's
sled. Yeah, and away
Oh.
from this big pile of meat corpse that a dragon might want to eat.
How much would the
Or
head
anything else.
weigh?
Oh my god. Let it go. Let it go.
I mean, you
Hey,
could try and
you can-
harvest some stuff, but
Yeah, make a survival. Let's have a go at you doing the survival on it and see what Rook can butcher.
We're currently trying to get
21.
ourselves back.
And then roll a D6.
6. That was a 6.
That is the tail.
The tail.
The tail.
Realised they had tails.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Ooh, you
6.
could make a
Mhm.
soup.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll take it with me.
Oh my god!
Probably sell it somewhere.
Now I'm just picturing Rook in a shark suit.
Shark suit. Whoa.
You've got like
Let's
this.
go.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
like a.
you could
you've got
make
like-
some bracers.
You couldn't get it quite at the stump, like where it attaches to the hip. So you've got like a section of tail that is quite easily carryable. It's probably still got some serious like girth
Girth to it.
Yeah,
Well, you
and
could
it's,
probably lash that to the sled that we're towing
Yeah.
if you didn't want to hold it.
Although
Yeah.
Pete did mention that it might not carry much weight.
Oh,
How much is this tail kind of weighing?
What's gonna
But
weigh this stuff?
if Nyala's sled is in good condition, then. But then again, she's going to need it because floating disc isn't going to last forever.
That's fine.
I am
Would
the
you-
lightest. I'm the lightest person in the group.
I'll just have it on my shoulder. It's fine.
Because you're not heavy enough.
Yeah, it's like,
You should probably go with Nyala's sled.
Not
whatever
quite a
Nyala's on.
boombox on the
Tight.
front.
Wait.
if you tied like a papoose again, if you did like a series of ropes around the tail, you could have the tail lashed to not on the sled.
it's like to the
But
back of the sled.
Yeah, like so it drags along.
Pete's
from
just
the-
given up. Pete's given
From
up.
the sky, we look like we're a big snake monster.
Pete has
So the
given
dragon
up.
doesn't want to get us. 'Cause
Every time, every session.
Yeah, this is happening. This is happening now. This is happening.
Do bugbears have tails? Is this...
No.
You disguise yourself as a dragon from above.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Counter proposal. Can I tie the tail to myself so it looks like I have this giant scaled tail?
You're going to use it as a kind of rudder while,
Yeah.
while you're on your sled.
Yes, yes, you can.
Wicked.
I am
That's what
so
we're doing.
Anybody
sorry,
that would be
Pete.
tracking us, the tracks of a tail and a sled and paws would make them think it's some kind of horrific creature.
It is.
Some
Rude.
kind of
It's
deranged,
us.
deranged sorcerer's homunculus, just like bits of random animals placed together. That would be a hideous monster, wouldn't it? Now,
Okay, what are we doing? I've given up. I've given
Going-
up all sense here.
I'm moving my token down to Nyala's sled. Pete,
Yes.
if something's going to happen to me, well, those
what you
I
are
will
right.
follow. I shall follow.
There is some de-dunking of the ski to be done. So let's have just straightforward strength with an assist, please. Now, is your first one to see.
okay, just straight up strength.
Straight up
See.
strength with an assist because so an advantage.
Oh, advantage.
Yeah, because
Oh,
You would need my dog.
What a waste of a natural 20. Well, not a waste of a natural 20, but it's a natural 20.
comes out no trouble. You free the sled. Now you and Arden are free to push this back to the rest of the party where Rook is
We just,
backing away.
we just wait for Rook to catch up and
Yeah,
hope he
wait
doesn't
for-
bugger off at this point.
Okay, so you're hooking up dogs. Who's riding the other sleds? Oh, you've gone down on the sleds, did you? Okay, cool. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, went down on the sleds with the dogs. Did you want us to?
No, it's fine. That's good.
Okay.
So Nia, you've got Rook and 2 sleds at the top.
Well,
They've just left there. So,
Yeah, but no one
Yeah.
could drive the other. No one was driving the other sled.
oh,
yeah, I'm gonna pick that one.
Someone must have been driving the other sled, right? It should have been.
Because-
Would have been Yarla, wouldn't it?
Well, one of them was tied to the back of the sled because it's not functional. So
Yes,
the 2
so
sleds
it
that
was-
were left behind was one functional
yeah,
sled and
that-
one
this is the-
non-functional.
This is the trailed one. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine.
So
Yeah,
it
eventually-
was either me or Rook that was towing.
Yeah,
the
cool. So
second
eventually you get your gubbins together and are able to tow yourselves back. You were traveling much slower than before, due to the water sled, less dogs, etc. We're going to cut to Sim. Sim, it's late. What would you like to do? Are you on mute?
I did not hear you because you're really muffled.
Sorry, Sim. It's late. You woken, and what would you care to do?
So let me look back at where I was or what I was doing in the alley real quick.
So that's where you are in an alleyway behind. You are in an alleyway behind a set of houses. It's a dead end. And you see in the air, suspended in front of you, at a slight slant like this, snow falling and landing in the air. And the only thing that makes it out is the fact that there's snow on it. You can't see anything that suspends this snow.
And I want to like reach out my hand and like try to like to see if I can grab whenever it's like holding the snow up to see if I can like reach anything.
As you reach, you one-handed. Tell me how you do. Is it one-handed reach or a two-handed reach?
One.
So you reach and your fingers feel almost like a ridge. Like your fingers can like reach in a bit, but as you do, you see that where your fingers go over the edge of the ridge, the tips of your fingers vanish. You can't see the tips of your fingers when you do this.
Can I like how would I describe? Can I like continue like
Yeah.
pass through whatever it's
Kind of can reach down like this, and then it kind of turns your hand this way, and then your hand comes to stop. Like the muscle of your hand kind of stops. It's only very thin, this crack, but yeah, up to wherever you reach in your hand, which is sort of like just before your thumb. That is nowhere to be seen.
hunting. Okay. I took a long. Oh, can I? If I use any type of force, would anything bend, or does everything just stay still?
When you use force with your hand,
Like to see if I can like open it a little bit, or like.
there's resistance as you move your hand. Like, what would it be like? Like as if, if like you're arm wrestling, that kind of force, like a almost muscular kind of
Oh, okay.
feel against it. It's not like something. It's not something hard. Like if you were pushing against a wall or something like that. It's almost like pliable and soft, really.
Right. And you said there's like a small gap, right? It's not like tight. It's just
When
like
you look
that,
at it
so
from
to
this
speak.
top, you just see snow stacking up like this.
Yeah, but like when I put my hand through it, it feels like there's a small gap.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, you kind of reach in and then there's a small gap.
All right, I'm gonna turn myself into a tiny spider and like crawl in.
Yeah, so you shrink to where you place your hand up, and all of you kind of subsumes into your hand. You shrink that way. You don't the arms don't come out your side, but you subsume into your hand, and then the hand shrinks smaller, turns black and hairy. 8 eyes pop out on it, and it gains more fingers. They become spider legs, and you are now in from what you see as your spider view, you are in a low ceiling cave.
Cave. Oh, that's interesting.
Black kind of rock ceiling, with with barely any features, and the floor is the same. And the far end of the cave is just white, but what you can see there's not an entrance or anything. It's just it's like a replica of what you see behind you, like a seam. And you,
All right, I'll continue.
you start walking. Yeah,
Fine.
and your perception feels that this ground, your spider legs are so sensitive. Those little fine hairs can pick up lots of info as you're going. And again, it feels like muscular as you move forwards towards this light. And the light's blinding, but as you move closer, it's not white. It's almost pink. And there's a pink hue to this light as you move.
Is it the same shade like a pink from back home?
That you would recognize as?
Cause you said somewhere in the backstory, I don't remember where exactly, but somewhere in the backstory you said, or in the backstory when when we were just talking, that there are times where when I would travel the forest, it'll turn slightly pink, and then it'll like the small destruction, ruined forest that's like all burned will turn into like a glorious forest that just expands.
Yeah, exactly that kind of shape.
So I can assume I already know where this leads to, into the Feywild.
You think now you might know where Nan's encounter slipped from. This narrow tear that only something paper thin could maybe work its way through, or something as small and fine as a tiny spider such as yourself.
And like, can I just pass through completely to the other side?
There doesn't seem to be anything stopping you.
I'm sorry, what?
There doesn't seem to be anything to stop you.
All right, I'll continue.
You travel for some time, and then the light is no longer bright. Your eyes, all 8 of them, become accustomed to the light that you were looking at from the darkness, and it wasn't really even that bright. You peer out into a glade with a great black trunked tree rises and twists, and its boughs hang low across this glade, set slightly to the left. As to the right of this area, as you look in, there is an azure pool of turquoise water that glints with silver shimmers and light that sprinkle on its surface as hazy sunlight filters down through purple leaves that adorn this great tree. The smell of the forest sustains your entire body. You smell the age-old mulch of earth. You smell the rot of wood. You smell the fresh, sparking saplings pushing below the surface. You smell the rush of pollen and wildflower. And your your gaze is somehow more wowed as everything you've stared at for the last God knows how long has been snow, black, ice, and grey. This place is so alive, so living.
I'm turn back into my half elf form.
Yeah, you kind of have to look at a bit, and then in the air, you can move.
Alright, alright. Wow. I would talk to someone, but there's like nobody with me. Technically, there is. Actually,
How are you feeling? That's what I'm thinking.
yeah, I'm
Roll.
about I was below 20. Okay. How would I play her? I want to say as just looking at this forest and feeling a sense of home that only Sin and Morwen are so accustomed to. Sin just retreats, so to speak.
Yeah.
Just letting Morwen take control, like how they agreed to. Damn, no idea how to prorate her.
No, this one's going to be tough, so take it easy. Okay?
Shit.
Want me to come back to you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, no trouble. Yeah, everyone, you are traveling slowly across the ice fields. There is at the moment there is a silence among the party after the logistics is done and out of the way. There is quiet for now. Is there any way that anybody would like to break this silence or to talk at all as you travel?
I'm concerned if we start shouting across to each other from sled to sled, we might draw attention of something.
I mean, maybe you're just gonna stay really, really near to Rook after what happens, so he doesn't escape or try
was-
something funny.
You're just about to say Rook is kind of like at the back, kind of keeping himself to himself.
She's gonna glare at you for time to time, like,
Is Rook like the boy that was brought to the headmaster?
You get the most awesome telling off.
Did get the most awesome telling off.
I'm
So,
still
yeah,
surprised she managed to scare him.
it was great. That was
She's so small. She's
so
small.
yeah, you're traveling along in this silent sort of procession, and could you make a perception check, please? Who's leading the pack? Who's leading actually? So we got an order. So Rook's at the back. Niala's someone there.
Nanorod.
It would be. I'd say it'd be Nanorod, wouldn't it? Really? I mean, Nana would probably be the best to go up front, considering her survival skills. But I don't know.
Could be the want of experience with the animals.
True. I'll do the perception check.
Why
It's
not?
just about one of us making a perception check, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Though I do think at some point Nan wants to ask Arden, Arden, why did Sin not come with us? We were in a rush. What did they say?
You shout that?
No, just
She- She asked if he wanted us to follow him. I said no, but we were going to anyway. And she refused to come.
Okay.
Which kind of pissed me off, considering the lengths I was going to try and find her when she disappeared.
Hmm.
That's what pissed you off? Rook, we're going to go, probably to his own death. Yes, I am still mad at you. And you are pissed to this selfish lunatic?
I don't think Sin knows, though, that we tried looking for her. From her perspective, she just disappeared and then fell through a roof. It's not like we spent time
I did
actually
tell her.
saying.
I got worried sick for her. Even she stabbed me.
That's a fair point. She didn't know we'd been looking for her.
Yeah, we just were like, oh, you're back.
If I may offer a input.
This is the first time you've heard Rook raise his voice since butchering a Bullet tail. Remember, you are saying this with a Bullet tail strapped to you.
Yeah.
Seriously.
If I may raise a point. Did any of you tell Sin that we were looking for her?
I did.
I don't think you did.
No.
I remember saying to her that she disappeared and we get back to try to find something about it.
I don't think any of us did say we were looking for her.
Maybe the reason Sin didn't come is because when she left to Sin, she thinks that we didn't look for her. So why should she look for me if she thinks that I didn't look for her?
I'm pretty sure the first thing that we talked about was the roof hole, rather than anything to do with.
I think Liana tried to ask, where have you been? It was a sort of where have you been kind of situation. And
there was questions, but there wasn't necessarily we've been looking
care.
for you.
Yes, there wasn't necessarily a we missed you, we were looking for you. It's just oh, you're back. Okay, on with daily business.
I refuse to feel guilty for somebody who thought it was a good idea to stab somebody who was meant to be their friend.
Well, yes, that's also true. But I can see where Sin is coming from. If I were in her shoes, I wouldn't have come looking for me.
I mean, you did. I don't remember. Was it you or Luke that just smashed our slug?
That was me.
I don't think we've extended the same kind of kindness to Sin as we have with each other. And I think it might be because it's a little bit harder, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's not worthwhile. When
Every
a
time I try to give her the benefit of the doubt, she does something stupid,
But
or harsh, or crass.
have you considered that that's maybe how sin shows affection?
when
I-
when an animal is scared and it bites you, Arden, or it scratches you, what is it to then be abandoned?
And if you think of all the times that sin has healed you, it's always with a firm smack. Perhaps that's just how sin shows their affection.
Maybe it's the only way sin knows
Hmm.
currently how to interact with people. So
I mean, when I bite or scratch, in general, it is affection. So
This feels like a very fucked up, abusive relationship to me, but I'm not going to pass judgment. If you're happy to keep her around, then fine.
Hmm.
But I need to see a little bit more from her, a little bit more faith in us before I start going out on a limb to help her again.
what reason has she got to put faith in us? I think our standards for sin are very, very high and have been very, like, sure, people make mistakes, but is the right way to raise the standards of interaction in, like, have we really been
Fair.
Yes.
I mean,
I don't want you to
she
feel bad,
often-
Arden.
she
But-
often overreact. She stabbed me.
Cummy. Sorry.
I understand what you're trying to say. I appreciate what you're saying, and I begrudgingly agree with you, but I still do not condone her course of reaction.
We're not saying that we condone it. We're just saying that maybe that's the only thing that they know.
Well, I'm happy to continue trying.
And that's all we're asking.
But
I mean, this is big coming from me, obviously, but
I think we should ask Sin what she wants from us and how she feels like she could trust us, and what this needs to be this conversation needs to be an equal conversation.
It's a conversation that we should have when we get back to Sin.
We all need this conversation, to be honest.
Rook kind of slumps back a little bit and kind of, yep, that's me done.
As you slap back, your tail goes in the sky.
Nice. Kind of like
Jenny-
wiggle it around.
Oh, I did a perception check, didn't I?
Oh, yeah.
well, we best get back in one piece then, hey?
That's
You see
perception.
anything up there?
It was 14.
As you're riding, you see some of the things that you saw before. There was the herd of creature as you were traveling, if you remember, and they've moved on slightly. You can see their tracks have moved up. They were kind of in a little dip. They've moved up the sides, the higher thing. They're up there. These look like wild, free ones, or maybe ones that are kind of left to graze to fatten, and then they will be rounded up. But you do remember that you saw the dragon, so this might be something that you need to maybe dragon and
Be
creature.
careful.
Yeah. Well, if it's a wild herd, nature takes its course, doesn't it? If it's a wild herd, but if it's a captive herd owned by maybe Gilly and his friends, if there's a dragon plaguing it, you make the connection in your head that they might have a harsh winter if they do not have freesia to sell or freesia to trade.
But so when we were arriving, we sort of went through the Screesia. We didn't notice that there were like herders with them. We just went.
No, they would
Okay.
just but where they've moved off from, there is something. Roll a d20.
Okay.
Is that the rain at P?
Sorry.
It's raining with where I am. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Is that the rain?
Sorry. Yeah, I've got a skylight, so.
Oh, it's yours. Oh, okay.
It's atmospheric.
Yeah, I kind of like quite like it. Just thought I'd just clarify that I'm not going crazy.
Perfectly timed thunder last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd clarify that I'm not going crazy and everyone else can hear it.
Who needs a soundtrack when?
Yeah.
When you have nature on your side.
I got 15 on my d20.
Okay.
I was going to suggest that maybe we slow down to. I don't know whether winter clothing is particularly camouflaged. I presume not, but if it's not,
white, these ones were white because you received these from Guinea, and they were made of the very cows you see upon the hill.
Oh, okay, so they're fairly sort of blendy in with the surroundingsy.
Guys, we're wearing your friends.
Adam just suddenly has a massive outburst. No one understands.
You needed to get that tension out from the tense conversation. It's called, don't worry.
Sorry, I just thought it was funny.
It's horrifying, yes.
Notice that there is something in the ground. You notice that there is a glinting on the ground, slightly where the freesia were.
Glinting?
A glint. The light catches something.
Well, didn't one of Rook's wolves get snatched, or was that back the one that we buried? Yeah,
that's the one we buried. Yeah.
Something glinting. I mean, it
30 to 40 yards off of your direct course.
Imagine it's a nail dragon. The dragon nails. Sorry. Or skill.
Well, I'm a lot of things in a white sort of, and if it's still sunny, a lot of light can reflect off of many things in the winter.
Yeah. I mean, it's white, the light's shining off the snow, but this reflects.
It's different
in a metallic way.
I think I wouldn't want to go near it, but I'm going to point it out to Arden and I don't know what it is.
How far off is it?
It's sort of 40 feet, let's say.
40 feet, so not far at all.
No. But it's where, because now you can go through where the Screesia were. There's quite a large herd. And it's just sort of in the tracks, like on the floor.
Should we go check it out? I don't know what it is, but it's unusual. Could be bad or could be good. Like, what?
Curiosity in me wants to say yes, but part of me just thinks, is it really worth it?
Yes.
What would Arden do?
What would Arden do? Nan is like, Nan takes orders, so Nan has no opinion.
Would we and Rook, Rook and me see it?
you are behind at the moment. Nan was leading. You're the kind of pack split up into that train. Are you in the train formation or are we in the conga formation? I forget which one you chose to lead in.
I think we're 2 by 2. Right?
2 by 2,
Yeah.
yeah. So, okay, so yeah, the square dance formation with all this. So
Nan,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
you wouldn't by chance recognize any of these Screedia, would you?
Screedia have gone past now, haven't they, Pete?
We're up on a hill.
Oh,
So they're further away than the thing is that you see. You could make a what would it be? History check, I guess, to know if you recognise these Screedia.
A bit far away.
okay.
Or you'd have to get up to
Are
them closer.
these,
You
are
read
these the
ID
same
from this
Screedia
distance.
that we've encountered before, or is this a different herd? I think is the most important thing to clarify here before we make any decisions on stopping. And it could be an ambush, or it could be they've already been ambushed, or it could just be a wild group of Screedia and there could be something in the snow that the fort.
I'm going to roll my thing that gets a -1. 11 I got for my history check.
You are unsure if you recognise these beasts.
I don't. Screedia, would you probably be able to tell more from the movements of the shape of the herd? And I can't tell what their movements have been, like whether they were domesticated or non-domesticated. So I'm not sure, Arden, whether these are.
Are there any tracks that you can see other than Screedia?
Survival, then.
Okay, doing lots of rolling.
It's your best at it.
21.
There are just Screedia in this since the last snowfall.
Just Screedia. If I remember correctly, Gilly and the rest of them did. I think they rode them, but also would dismount every now and then. But also they had tents and stuff with them. So
But they'd be packed on them, so it makes sense if there was any Screedia. I don't know why. I just thought just in case, because if
I mean, the only thing that I can logically think is if they were Screedia that Gilly or were domesticated, then the tracks would be slightly heavier if they were carrying a load. That's the only thing that I would think, because there wouldn't
we've
be
got
like
nothing
steps.
to compare it to, have
The
we?
tracks look unladen. We would say these are just it's quite a high roll 21, so you gather that they were not burdened by packs.
Okay, let's have a look. It could be lost cargo that somebody's dropped along the way, and if we return it, good for us.
What
right?
does Screedia eat?
There is a fine
Berries.
berries that we found before, but other kinds of subterranean or sub what's the word I'm looking for? On the before the permafrost, things that kind of sprout up through a grass.
In their travels, they may have unearthed something that was buried potentially. If something was if something was hungry, that it would have gone for Screedia. I mean, I would assume so. Rather than smaller morsels such as ourselves, maybe. Yeah, I guess we're going to go check it out.
Okay. You see the guys in front of you slow down, stop, have a brief conversation, and you kind of catch up with them, and you catch it. We're going to check it out as Rook and Sue and Niala pull up behind you.
I'll be right back. 2 minutes, guys. Sorry.
Okay. We'll cut back to Sin then at this point, because that seems convenient. So, Sin, you are standing. Your cold weather gear seems rather not the appropriate attire for this warm swarm forest. Lazy light drops down, a sort of orangey glow through pink leaves, but like on the cusp of being like almost blinding as you walk or as you move, and the tree gently sways and creates that dappling pattern across everything, and you get those glints of pure sun that come through this giant, enormous tree. You're on mute. All right. Restart.
Wow. Think we can make a forest like this? So, you know, it's just her, so it's just quiet.
Yeah. Just kind of whispering.
Huh?
Just whispering quietly to yourself.
Yeah.
How does it feel for Morwen to be in front, presenting kind of thing?
For her,
Yeah, for her.
since she's in a forest, she feels most at home. It's an environment she's basically known for most of her life whenever she was at home.
Yeah, you know the forest. This forest is the twisted forest we caught glimpses of before. You know this to be what your elders spoke of in the Fey realm, that there were little pockets of through the forest of Gargamel. But normally you would just slip in and slip out. Like as you walk through an archway, you'd get a glimpse of something rare and precious and even more rich in foliage and colour than the forest that you knew to be already abundant and fruitful.
So what are we doing here? Hunting. Hunting what? Us? A reflection of us? Do you know where to start?
Like a perception. Well, you got quite high.
Hey, plus. $21.
You notice that the river has a current. The lake has a current to it, and it drives from sort of left to right, and then kind of comes around behind you. So this is very fresh water, not stagnant, and that adds to the glistening, the sort of surface of it. This so like a light blue surface that glimmers, and you notice that it's got lots and lots of fish swimming under the water.
Is it like shallow or like kind of deep?
From this angle, you're quite a way away at the moment. You can kind of see the water, but you can sort of see the telltale little marks of where fish are coming up for air.
Okay. And you said there was a cove or
a grove of trees. So it's a huge
a grove.
expansion of trees around you that has sort of these two things as its almost centerpieces. Is where the stream evolves into a kind of freshwater lake that trickles off to your right and behind you, and this great tree with a black trunk and purple leaves and twisted branches.
All right. So me as a player know that whenever there's like giant trees like this or something similar, that there's a dryad, but would Sin and Morwen know?
Well, dryads would probably be quite a religious symbol for you, wouldn't they? Would you say they were religious? I would say that the druids would worship a dryad.
But are they religious? I wouldn't say they wouldn't be religious, but what about their teacher? Would they have told them stories?
Probably, yeah. So either a history or a religion. I think.
No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Just a one. Yeah, it was just, it's always something with intelligence that I roll super bad. It's always intelligence.
Okay.
He's gonna take off like 2-3 layers of clothing because it's a forest and they get very hot. Especially with all like the warm like clothes and like furs that she's wearing. So she's gonna leave them right by the entrance of where she popped out of.
It's a good marker.
Yeah, like just so that I know where I can like go to if once I'm done doing whatever I have to do here.
Indeed.
And then she's gonna just start. She's gonna start like looking around the area to see if there's like any footprints either from people or animals, or like to see what's around more or less and see if she recognizes anything.
Okay. So you will Okay. You see as you kind of come around the tree a little bit that the water is unnaturally disturbed from behind its gut. There is something moving in the water that is not fish. And it's like something's breaking the surface. You can see ripples coming out from behind part of the tree. I mean, this tree is probably like, we're talking maybe 40 feet round. It's huge. It's a big tree, but kind of as you round it, its great roots are. You can see sort of like the hind part of it, the water's just done. But could you make a wisdom saving throw, please?
Oh, great at those. So 13 plus a 21.
Yeah, you just see this. See disturbance.
Is she careless? Yeah, I'll say so. She'll walk closer to it and like when you wild shape, all your stuff merges with you until you get out of it, right?
Say again?
When you wild shape, all your stuff merges with you? Yeah, okay. Couple months playing a druid, still can't get it right. She's gonna like slowly get like her staff and like pass it through the water to see if anything happens.
Yeah, are you doing that where you will where you see the disturbance? You walk into where you see the disturbance?
Yeah, there you go. That's what, yeah.
Okay, as you walk round and you near the tree, like round this huge thing and look over these black roots, you see kind of nestled in between two of them that dip into as you're turquoise water, you see a small girl laying on her chest, legs kicking in the air like this, with a small, smart, black, very well cut dress, tunic of sorts on, and they are flicking stones into the water, not skimming them, just throwing them.
She does not look like anyone I know.
No, you do
Okay,
not reckon.
okay. Does she notice me?
No.
I'm gonna grab a stone. I'm gonna sit down next to her, grab a stone, and just do what she's doing. Just throwing them in there.
As you climb down to the tree and get down to the level, and are you being stealthy about this, sneaking up, or would she hear you put your feet down?
No. She's just gonna. No, not stuffing, not stuffing.
Okay. So you drop down, and she turns her head, not panicked, and she looks at you kind of coyly. She says, "You're not who I expected."
Who are you expecting?
Dren. Dren. He hasn't showed up. He was supposed to play.
Shit, I think she killed him. I don't say that out loud, but I'm thinking as a player. What does he look like?
He's small. Very small and very, very big nose. And he's kind of scruffy.
Do you know where he went the last time he was with you?
He was supposed to meet with you, and he never showed. So I sat and I threw rocks.
Well, do you want to play a game?
I like games. I love games.
Then like how she said that, not one bit.
What games do you know?
Well, yeah, creepy. I'm not really sure. I didn't really get to play a lot of games. What would you recommend?
She says, what about hide go seek?
Hide and seek?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to hide or do you want to seek?
I'm really good at hiding. And I don't know your... She smells me. I don't know your smell. So, I promise not to smell you out because it's very, very different. I shall hold my nose and I will count
You go high.
Hmm. How far we say it's acceptable from here?
Up to the tree line.
Can you repeat that? I couldn't hear
Up to the tree line.
you. Yeah. Okay. So let's start.
Okay, she closes her eyes and puts her arm against the tree and then with another hand very theatrically towards the nose
Right.
and begins to count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Well,
6,
where would I go
7,
to hide?
8,
What can I say around to go hide? 9.
Perception check.
11, 12, 13,
16.
16.
You see a tree stump that appears quite ruined and hollow inside.
17, 18,
What? I
19.
go hide there as quietly as I can.
Okay, stealth check, please.
Is that 6 or 9? That's a 9 plus 2, 11.
You can't see where she is from where you are. And you don't hear it. To make a perception.
20.
Until you
Right.
hear little footsteps on top of the log that you found inside, this stumps of tree that you are inside. And then right where your head is near the opening in this log, a little head drops down.
Found you. You lose.
Hey, you're pretty good.
I'm quite good at both hiding and seeking, it turns out today. Maybe it was a good thing that Trend didn't show. He smells not like you, but he doesn't smell all that good sometimes. It's always muddling in fungus.
Quick reminder. Was it only one reflection that attacked Nan?
Yeah.
Alright. Since you're so good at seeking, maybe you can help me find someone or something.
Maybe. What are you looking for?
But that's the problem. Wait, would I know about reflections? Yeah, right? Or
You would know what Nana described to you, an image of herself attacking herself, for sure.
yeah, so a while back,
I did ask Queenie about as a reflection, and they told him so.
oh, then I was right. So a while back, someone I know got attacked. And the best I can describe you was that the thing that attacked her looked exactly like her, and it made her, I'm not gonna say tired, but weak for a short time. And I was wondering if you can help me hunt them down.
She's still upside down, her hair hanging upside down. Then she's hanging, and then the rest of her body kind of drops down behind her, And she crawls into the log and she's like really face to face with you. So,
I know what you're talking about. I've seen the echo reflection. They like to play with the things from the other side. That's where you're from, isn't it? How did you get in here? You're a pretty big.
I just passed through the door and just.
It's not a door. It's a little tiny hole, a little tiny slit, little rip.
Yeah, it was easy for me. I was just able to turn into a spider and get here.
Well, right, you just perfectly through it. My turn to fight.
Okay. Go ahead.
Down to 20.
All right.
and we'll go back
One.
to the snow. You guys are coming close to Katanzak's now. You see the Great Walls rise above you. And
Weren't we going to check out this shiny thing?
Oh, yeah, sorry, let's do that. The shiny thing. The shiny thing.
Unless
is very,
it's going to hurt us.
it's not. You were right to check it out. Who's going first? Arden or Nan?
I think Arden is braver.
Arden. It seems to be your thing. But you find another ring in the snow.
Okay. Another ring. It's not a ring I've seen before, is it?
It's similar somehow.
Except this one doesn't go on your fingers.
What does it look like?
It has a big red gem in it. It's a gold band.
Oh, a Sletney.
What is a Sletney ring doing all the way out here? Okay.
I think all Sletney.
Right.
Which one? What do you mean, Sim?
A ring.
Well, pick that up.
Would you like to examine it in any way as you pick it up?
Oh, fuck. If this is a cursed item, I swear to fucking God. Yeah, sure. Why not? I'll look at it. Have
The
a glance.
curse of the Sletneys.
I mean, I can have a look if you want.
Has everybody followed us, or is it just me and Nan at this point? That's it.
That's your job
Oh,
to tell
I
me.
think we followed. Well, yeah,
followed?
we have followed.
Okay.
Pick up a ring from the ground. Big gem in it.
Looks like one of the Sletney's signet rings.
Oh, hell no.
That's what I'm doing all the way out here.
What would you like to do with this ring, Leona?
I don't know the ring. I know the name.
Maybe we'd have someone to return it to if you hadn't have fucking killed him.
Rook. For the next 24 hours,
It's the stupid pop-up box thing.
So rude. She interrupts, and see, this is why I don't like her.
Roll for initiative, and you can beat them, zoom them in. Okay. Yeah. So Liana is.
Does she freeze?
She is frozen in the most amazing.
Ah, damn. All right.
So
Have a look at
Yeah.
it, Niala. See what you can make of it.
So an arcana, if you would like, or an investigation, or a
Or if you're going to cast Identify.
ritual cast identify.
Yeah, I could do that.
10 minutes.
Wait,
It was an hour.
what did you say to Rook? Sorry.
Oh, I said that for the next 24 hours, I don't want to hear him complain or anything about what he also did by the past.
Okay. Rook kind of just goes back to the back of the sleds. Just kind of just hangs his head.
I expect cuddles.
So the ring.
Bit.
What you do with it, Rihanna?
I'm going to ritual. I mean, we're not too. We don't need to rush back to Kanzak's that much.
Kanzak's definitely doesn't have a dragon.
Yes, but if we are fighting some kind of other beast, I would like to save some spell slot.
Well, yeah,
It's going to
but you
kill
don't.
it with a fireball anyway, so...
Yes, but I have
a,
other things.
It's just a ring. Like, we can wait till we get back if you want to take it, right? You don't have to. We don't have to stop and identify, right?
I mean, you know what? I think I just do an arcana for now, and I do an identify. Back.
Yeah, wait until we get back.
That sounds like a sensible way to do things.
Are there any fingers around? Because like, if a ring, well, no, seriously, because like, who would drop their? Either you drop a ring on purpose, or like, if a ring doesn't fit, and that's a family ring, right? If it's a Sletney ring, then it would fit. So either somebody's lost some fingers, or somebody's dropped it on purpose.
Don't necessarily need to be wearing a ring to have dropped it. Could have been in your pocket. Could have been.
You should like an investigation of the area and see what you see.
Specifically for
That's a 9 for an arcana.
Something ebbing in it. The gem looks not like it's not a normal gem. You don't get what it does. You have no idea, really. But it isn't stable.
Hi. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, my investigation, it was rubbish. It was a 6. But does the gem look like the crystal that we know of?
Red.
Okay, good.
Red, not crystal. No.
Okay, so this stone is not normal at all. We're gonna need to get back to Kangzat for me having a better insight on this. I don't think this is good news.
Yeah, nobody put it on then until we know what we're dealing with.
Yes, Pete?
No, that's all right. That's cool.
Put it in my bag with the crystal that I have for safekeeping, just in case. It is a bit weird.
You want to put possibly magical crystal next to this crystal that is deadly.
Do magic items talk to each other?
I mean, if you have some sending stones.
I don't know what those are, but I presume they talk to each other.
Yeah, once a day.
Hold on to it for now then. Just be careful, please.
Oh, you know I'm careful.
Right. It's Kanzaxia. Should we go?
Pete has such an expression tonight. Have you all noticed that Pete has like a really
Yeah.
I'm just
sneaky,
waiting for something.
mischievous?
Yeah,
Something is going to
something's
happen.
happening.
He just
Something is happening. He's doing this on purpose.
he just
He can't
rolled.
be trusted.
He just rolled.
Yes, of
So-
course he fucking did.
What did it
It makes me nervous.
Okay, practice in. Can we make the
Three.
steps? You say you've counted.
15.
Sorry,
Wait, is that 15? Yeah, 15.
you don't see.
Oh, damn. I know.
Try and try
I
to
know.
look around the glade, looking right up to the tree line, looking. You think in every stump and behind every shrub and underneath every. So Dean just walked in looking like a Cyberman. You do not find.
So, how long will you say I've been in here?
You probably maybe. You thinking? Got in. You coming on maybe like half an hour maybe now. Just playing, just like chatting by the river.
Game is weird in the Feywild.
Yeah. I got stuff to do. So I don't see her anywhere. Oh, do I have? Let me check real quick what type of spells I have.
I think my cheek was all up today, and it was just like so like empowering.
So there's several things, but I think we talked about this earlier, but I can't remember it. When I speak with animals, they understand me, but I can't understand them, right? Or like, how would it work?
Speak with animals. You can speak to them, and they can reply to you in kind. I believe, but remember the intelligence of the animal that you're talking to.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and cast speak with animals, and then look. Wait before I cast it? Were we close by the river? Did you say river or stream?
It's like a river that opens up into a lake and then into a stream. Again.
Oh,
like
okay.
Stream.
So were we close at all to that?
Yeah, there's the area you're playing around in amongst the tree. There's a small bit where it's been forwarded with rocks that you can cross across it.
All right, so yeah, I will cast speak with animals and then ask one of the fishes that are in there if they would have happened to see her. Did I even check the water to see if she even went in there?
You think you looked everywhere that was needed to be to peek in. As you go to the fish, can you please make me a wisdom save, please?
Is it the water that's making me do this? Oh no. That was a 1.
Ugh.
With my +8, so 9.
You doubt that it's a good idea to speak to the fish now.
Oh, so I don't get near them. I recast the spell, so I'm like on the time limit now. Is there any other animal that I happen to see?
You doubt that it's a good idea to do it for another animal.
All right. All right, you win.
You doubt that it's a good idea to shoot it.
Oh, man. Okay, what is a good idea? So that I can do that.
You doubt that you need a good idea.
Okay. As Morrowind or all of them?
All of them.
Huh?
All of them.
Ah, shit. Just like if we're wrong in that one. So I can't move around. I can't talk
You
to
can do
anyone.
it, but you doubt that it's the best idea.
Oh, not ideal. But I can still do it.
Yeah.
Oh. But I don't think this is gonna work though. And I don't think I have it prepared either. Okay, so I'll say she's pretty cautious now. Right? She'll be pretty cautious now that she doesn't really think anything is a good idea.
You doubt that you can shoot.
Damn. All right. I guess I'll just sit down and just look at the sky.
Under a small piece of bark, underneath a small piece of bark, across the way, you see the small figure emerge, lifting on the back like a almost shell. There was a little nook in the grass, and underneath this piece of old wood that was beside the water, or a little way away from the water, she sits up and she says,
What are you doing? We're supposed to be finding them.
I don't think it's a good idea to talk to her, right?
You doubt everything. Right?
Oh, doubt. So if I doubt talk to her, when I also doubt not speaking to her, would that how that works? Since I doubt everything?
Yeah, you are
Shit.
much confusion. You doubt that it's a good idea to do this. You doubt that it's a good idea to do that. And she stands up and she kind of stomps over to you, crosses the little floor. She's like, she looks at you and goes,
Come with me.
she puts out her hand.
Sin goes out and reaches her hand.
Pulls her up from the ground with surprising strength that you didn't suspect from this small girl. And she leads you kind of, she's, I don't know, maybe 9, 10 years old, as she starts leading you across and away from the pond. And you start feeling those feelings of doubt leave you. And she says, there,
Feeling better.
Yeah, what happened?
It's the fish.
she taps her head.
So back at Sin. So you won.
Yep. Both kinds.
Impressive. Not a lot of people can do that.
Now you wanted me to find some reflections or something like that. Is that right?
Yeah. Or you wouldn't happen to know how to close the little hole, would you?
That little crack in there for as long as I've been alive.
I did not hear that.
That little crack has been there as long as I have been alive.
Well, all right. Well, let's go hunting.
No,
Why?
I run the game.
So I gotta beat you in the game for you to help me?
Maybe. Or maybe not. Tell me, why do you want to go and find one of these little reflections? Why do you want to hunt them down?
Can I ask why you're so curious?
You might. I may not answer.
Well, like I said before, one of them has hurt someone I know.
And you care for this person?
To a degree, yes.
You got yourself friend. Well, isn't that fun? So I don't think that I want you to go hunting my friends. They only play with you from the other side. You should know. You've walked the forest. You see how tricksy they can be.
Tricksy but deadly. As far as I'm aware, they almost killed her.
But did it kill her?
Just because she got lucky and got away.
Maybe. Maybe it was just toying.
As you can visibly see her tightening her grip on her staff with her slowly putting her hand behind her back.
And the figure steps back and steps back. And stands by the tree.
I didn't hear the last part.
She steps back, and then she stands with her back to the tree. Not right back next to it, like the roots are stretched out towards where her feet are.
All right, I'm not gonna move. I'm just stand where I've been standing. Or maybe you can tell them to stop coming over and continue playing with you.
They get so bored of mermaids. Bring me. What about something I can play with here? Can you bring me something?
She wanted me to bring her something?
Bring me something here. Something I can play with that maybe the reflections will want to play with too. And maybe they won't be so interested in your boring white world out there. They find it fascinating. So dull and so gray and so white, yet they have all they want here. But they just love to mess with you. They are little scamps.
Well, I was barely able to get here myself. So I highly doubt I could bring other stuff.
You brought your stuff. You brought your boots. You brought your clothes. You brought everything that's inside that pack of yours. You can bring me anything you want. Within reason.
Yeah. What to do. How many options? So the third thing that I have on me, because I don't want to kill a child, but I will if I have to. Which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I kind of want to give her a weapon though. See what she would do with that. You said she was 10 or around there, or that's
Yeah.
what she looked like.
That's what she appears.
I got on me are weapons. I don't really have anything. Oh wait, I could just. Tell me, do you dream?
Yeah, I dream.
Will you like this as I hand her, as I show off the potion that I made?
Ooh. What does this do?
From what I am able to tell, let me look at the small description that I wrote for it somewhere on here. Why did I name it this? Potion of astral projection dream plane?
Yeah.
How would I describe that? From the research that I was able to read from the scholar that was trapped in the ice, they say that when you drink it, you like fall asleep and then you get there, or will you drink it and then right before you fall asleep, or how would that work?
It's in that drifting off moment that you then, what you understand is it sort of
Oh,
takes you somewhere astrally, projects you somewhere.
So what you would do is right before you go to sleep. I'm just giving drugs to a child. I just realized that. What you would do is right before you're about to sleep, you drink this, and it'll would it physically take you there? Technically, like it'd be like a lucid dream, right?
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. You'll be able to more or less be able to control your dreams.
Now, that sounds like a game I'd really like to play. Can I have it?
On the condition that you try your best to control your friends from stepping onto our side. I'll give you this potion, and then I'll give you a ingredient, one each of the ingredient to make more, if you so please.
I like cooking.
And we have a deal.
She says, you've given me more than one thing. Hold on.
She reaches in her pocket. She says, here. And she has small, dried pea pod that's got holes in either end.
Wait, a small dried what?
A pea pod, like a pod for peas, and it's got two
Oh,
holes
okay.
in either end. Still green, still very lush green.
Oh, thank you. As I go and tender the potion and one mushroom from each of the, or from both of them.
Fair trade, good game. Now, I'm gonna go. I need to rest. Tired now. Maybe I'll find that little brownie somewhere. I don't know.
Maybe next time, depending on how things go, I can be your friend.
I haven't had a real friend in a long, long time.
And she turns her back to you. And she walks towards the great tree. And as she does so, you notice that the roots move up and wrap round her leg. And as she walks, she's still kind of crossing the grove, but the roots are merging with her legs. And then wrapping into her arms. And then her arms reach out like great branches. And she walks towards the trunk, and the top layer of black bark peels back. And there is a soft white core of this tree. And the sap runs and drizzles down, thick like honey running down the black bark. And she walks, and her entire body merges in to the tree. The white of her flesh is the color of the tree inside. The black of her dress is the bark.
Wow, so she was hiding in a tree. What a cheating little shit. I didn't do that.
No, she was hiding under some wood at the other side of the river.
Oh, god damn. All right. Real quick, what was her stealth? Like, what did she roll?
She only rolled a 16, so you missed it.
Ah, I won.
I won, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How much time? Oh, we have an hour. Shit. All right, so she's gonna go put on her winter clothes on, and then while she into a spider, so that she's back at the alley, and she doesn't know how to close basically a small doorway to the free world, or at least not yet, anyways, until she can figure that out. And I'll say she'll take a short rest right like at the buildings, like not in the alleyway, because you know she's not like that. But yeah, she'll take a short rest like in front of one of the buildings, just sitting down and like enjoying the
Yeah, you're doing that. That's fine. As you turn into a spider and you're just about to leave, you notice that the leaves on the tree seem to sort of shut down. Like they all start closing in and all the blossoms around go shut. And the sun kind of moves across the sky far too fast than it has been moving. And it's as if the rest of this being brings about the rest of this entire place. And you crawl through the gap, and then you're out into the streets of Kansax, where you change back to being yourself in a humanoid form. The rest of you guys, you are traveling across the snow, and Kansax is now before you. Sorry, I forgot about the little interlude. Yeah, Kansax is before you. Robinson. Outside the kind of stable bits that are to the sort of north side.
We approach them, I presume.
He's got his back to you. He's brushing down a deer.
I guess I've got a sort of relationship-ish with this vendor. Let's see if anyway. I think I sort of approach the deer to kind of pat and hello, Robinson. We've all returned, but we have there was an accident out. Well, not as much an accident as an incident out in the
Right, let's go about it. Tell me, what did you break? What did you lose?
We got attacked by a dragon.
He turns to you. Oh, a dragon of all things.
And I'm sorry to say, okay, so sled are fine, they're all fine, except that he took one dog. I wanted to bring him back to you because I think you like your beast. But we thought on the moment that the dragon, attracted by his blood, might come back. So we bury him, and now he's in peace.
He looks curiously at you. Says, the sleds are all right?
We tried to repair one of them. We managed to tow it back, but we don't know. We don't have knowledge of these sleds, but hopefully that it's something that can be fixed. In fact, perhaps maybe I can help you. Maybe if you'd be willing to show me how to fix it, I could help, perhaps.
No, my generosity stretches quite far, as it already has. I gave you a good deal on your down payment, if you remember. Did I not?
Down payment that you didn't expect us to return back from.
Indeed, but I gave you a good wager on it. A good. Well, I didn't mean wager. I mean,
and we have returned back yet again. Just this time, one short.
Quite dogless. Yeah. What were you saying about blood? Which one's to Niala?
Hmm?
What were you saying about blood and trails? Or
I said that I wanted to bring back the dog to you because you seems close with your beast, but the blood and everything might have, if we bring with us, might have attract all the beast and maybe the dragon back. So we bury him.
yeah, I heard dragon, but then why is your bugbear friend got a dragon tail strapped to him?
It's not a dragon tail.
It's not a dragon tail.
Oh, it's not a
Yeah.
dragon that's chasing you. What is it that's chasing you now?
It is a dragon. We got a dragon and another creature. I'm not sure what it is.
It looked like a shark, but with legs.
Yeah.
Well, now see,
I know. We are full of
Those
surprise.
things, dragons and sharks with legs. Right, the ice waves are dangerous. I know that. But seriously,
Motherfucker.
seriously, are you trying to tell me there's a shark with legs?
Well, I mean, not anymore, no. Hence why I have its tail.
Yes, I can see that. He just looks at you like, so is that the lives you lead, honestly. You guys. Yeah,
Tell you, it's pretty
Oh,
crazy.
we lose dogs. It's just a matter of course. It is a sad time for us all, and we will all mourn the loss of Mick.
Nick.
Granddad's name?
Wait, was it Mick or Nick?
Nick.
Nick.
Oh, Nick.
Nick? Oh, I heard Mick. Sorry.
I
heard
heard
Mick.
Nick, and I was about to make a really shit joke.
No, because
He's
Nick,
not a mouse.
Nick is one of the names of the deer. So
Oh, okay.
I was about to say
Mick
that
and Nick?
dragon just took the Mick.
and Nick is. I might have said Nick, but I meant to say Nick. Nick is. Yeah, we've got plenty of pups. New, ready to pull the sleds. It's tough, but it's just the way of the world, I'm afraid.
Yeah. I guess you're gonna take our deposit.
No. Might have to put a little bit more down your next trip out. But
Yeah, that's fair.
if you want to have a full this jobby, and he signals to his sort of the bigger job that was pulled by the kind of combined cart deer contraption he has parked up beside. What do you say now? I will let you tend to the creatures. What we really need for this kind of metal work is beyond my knowing. We need a blacksmith.
Is there a
We-
blacksmith in town? I've not.
Yeah,
There was.
We don't know that.
I will go to the blacksmith and tell them about what you need and yeah.
yeah.
can do
I
that
can
now.
get the ski off. Hold on here. Be as quick as you can, will you? And remove the ski with kind of deft ability. And it's off. Sin, you are back in the city of Kansas.
All right. So before they go to the blacksmith and ruin my plans I have, cause
You don't know that. It's getting better.
yeah, but I was like, I've been planning on going back to go collect some stuff, mostly weapons and just leave some back in there. So I know where the blacksmith is. I've been there before. Can I get like I don't know what time they got here. Wait, what time would it be for me? Has it been like anything changed?
You think you were in there an hour, maybe tops in that space, playing hide and seek and running around and dealing with psychic fish. But you didn't see much change here. So probably still just a little after 9. You were walking for an hour around the town after you came back. You were waking up. You left the temple at about 8.
All right. So yeah, she's gonna go to the blacksmith's place and like just see if anyone's around.
Okay, cool. No, can you please tell me how you proceed to the blacksmith house?
Well, if I'm told the directions, then I will go there as I go as quickly as I can.
Are you going to run, or are you going to go at a steady pace?
So I wanted to use the blacksmith, but no, we went to the tower to see the person for the shooting thing for now. So no, I wanted to help you go there, but I just remember I never went.
Sorry, I'm confused.
Is it something to do with the blacksmith? Yeah. Is it something to do with this blacksmith that you're talking about?
It was the case of that we were getting confused with the fact that we went to get the quiver made, wasn't it?
Oh no, that was within the tower. That was
within the tower. That was something different.
Running is conspicuous, and Nan doesn't like to be noticed, but it's definitely a quick pace. So yeah, I mean,
okay, in that case,
she'll get there as quickly as she can.
I'll go with.
Yeah, Rook's going to go to the blacksmith as well.
Okay. Nyala. You come into the blacksmith, everyone's going blacksmith, it seems.
I think on my side, I would go back to the tavern and try some identify on the ring as a ritual.
Okay.
And after I have some plans for myself.
Okay. So everybody that goes to the little courtyard that exists outside the Kakanzaks of Malgon's workshop, that sort of general area. As you walk in, you see coming from the other direction across the courtyard, Sid.
You're a bit late.
Like we see Sin, or is it like waving? Like who?
You come across
because what I'm trying to do is just like keep to the shadows and like see people pass by and stuff. Like so I know the opportune time to sneak in there.
Oh, okay. So maybe in that case, then you can everybody Sin? You would see them coming along. Can you make a stealth check, then, please?
Hey. Stealth?
Yes.
19?
Yes. Okay, so nobody passively sees Sin tucked away in the shadows of the courtyard. You see the rest of your party, apart from Nyala, enter to the courtyard. Bed dog. Oh, it's just looking at me, completely ignoring me. What do you do, Sin?
Nothing. Let me just wait for them to enter and then leave.
Okay.
Before I go away.
You hear Malgon swearing in his workshop, and you proceed to the building I'm pinging on the map now. And inside of here, I don't know what you all are on this. Where have you all gone? There was somewhere around. I can drop you back in the map in a minute. Where are you? No one's on this map. That's very strange. You see a closed door, then.
A closed door. Well, it's a store, so I knock. Is there any opening times?
Not that you see.
Okay. Is it look like? Is there any like windows? Any light? Like if it's a blacksmith, there'll be like a furnace.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Is there light?
It's dark. Very dark. Oh, Rick, you're on there. Thank you.
Well, blacksmiths don't let their furnaces go out because it's quite expensive for them to relight their furnaces. In fact, it's
So
very unusual.
something's not right here.
Sorry, go again, Rick.
Said something's not right here.
Yeah, I don't know many blacksmiths. I've been to a few in my life, but I can't imagine this is normal. Shall we
try the door?
Yeah, is the door locked? Can I?
It could be a perfectly reasonable explanation.
But the blacksmith would let his furnace die. That's
Vacation.
Gone on holiday. You'd think he'd have an apprentice that
would keep it burning. Yes.
If no work is being done.
There you go, adding your tokens on this map now, so
Sorry.
Okay.
I don't know where you vanished to. It was very strange. There is no reply. The door slides sideways. It's like on casters as you enter. You see a large anvil. It is the sort of central thing with a lot of room around it. You see a furnace that is dark.
Hello. Anybody here?
No reply.
Oh.
Right, just be careful because we know what happened the last time we walked into an empty room and called out if there's anyone here. We got attacked by fucking dwarves.
Oh.
I go back up the front. Neighbouring buildings, what are they?
Other sort of workshops, various sort of like the harder crafts, like woodworking and things like that.
I go up to the nearest person that's around or next door or close by.
There is a chap locking up a shop.
Excuse me.
Hello, fine gentlemen. Hey.
Yeah, I'm well, thank you. Sorry to disturb you. We were hoping to find the blacksmith, but doesn't seem to be home. And his furnace is out. Have you seen him recently?
How for
When was the
days?
last time?
How for days? Gone days. Days.
Roughly how long? A week?
He tries to work it back. Maybe a week and a bit. Maybe. No,
Okay.
not a very talkative chap. Just kind of go get the work done and leave.
Have you seen anybody come and go since?
Door shut.
And nobody's seemed to pay attention to the fact that the blacksmith of the city has gone missing.
Man has his own business. There's always Malcolm.
Yes, but I think you and I both know that. Never mind. Right.
Oh, that little slight of Malcolm's little heart.
Well, are there any other blacksmiths in town?
As I said, Malcolm fancies himself as well.
I suppose. Right. Well, what happens if this one doesn't come back?
I don't know. We've never had anyone go missing before.
The door was open.
I find that very hard to believe in the middle of the frozen wastes that people don't go missing. But fine.
Not a blacksmith. Why would you leave your warm furnace? Probably one of the warmest places on the whole of the forest.
What about anybody work for the blacksmith? Any employees, squires,
Yeah, there was a little
anything
fella.
like that?
I think he was in training.
And has he gone missing too, or?
I haven't seen him.
Well, thank you for your help.
That's no trouble. If you ever need anything laden, come see me.
Need anything? Sorry, what?
Lathing. I've got a lovely lathe.
Wood.
Oh. Right, I was going to say I'm not into that kind of thing, but okay. Thank you. Right. In fact, speak to Robinson. He might have some work with his sled.
Robinson sees me from time to time, yeah.
Yeah, well, he might see you soon. We were just trying to get the skate part of it fixed. I'm sorry, I don't know sled.
Yeah, you want a blacksmith for that?
I know. Thank you for
Sky.
mentioning that. Have a good evening. Thank you for your help.
Good evening.
Sorry, do we overhear this? Is this close enough for me and sort of Rook in the doorway to?
You can see Adam walk off and have a conversation. It's not
Fucking
far away,
useless conversation.
But we can't.
Yes,
we
like-
could we overhear it? I do
Yeah,
have like.
It's like this building here, so it's not far. It's like a couple of feet.
It feels like.
Sorry, does this guy seem on the level? Like, is he trying to hide? Is he purposefully being deflective? Like,
I've got a
and
pretty good passive insight to know if he was being elusive.
You can insight check if you want, man, with this overhearing.
I can't imagine a world, like a fantasy world, where the shoppers that shop like have stalls next to each other don't look out for each other. It's just in my head canon, like you can't have...
Yeah, nobody's ever gone missing before, so you'd think it would be interesting, but it does. Like,
I feel
he
like
didn't go
so
missing,
that Arden
like,
in
yeah,
character
fuck. I
is
got a nat
getting more
20.
and more angry.
Oh damn!
genuinely, like, yeah, like Arden was trying to be like calm and collected and trying to be a people person, but this guy was making it very, very, very difficult for him to keep his temper.
And that
It's
20
open as well.
reveals to you that this guy is being 100% truth. However, he is 100% stupid. So
Okay.
So it's like Arden.
this guy is like quite simple. He knows about
He knows
wood
wood.
and things like that. He's got a lovely lathe, as you've heard, but
Mm.
you think there's much else you might not think he has a great idea of how anything works.
He
He
loves
likes to play
working with wood.
He's the embodiment of I don't know nothing.
I don't know nothing. Nobody tells me nothing.
We don't know nothing. Okay.
We're not talking quite Holdor kind of standard, but we're like,
Arden walks back into the building a lot more frustrated than when he left.
I don't know why these shopkeepers don't look after each other. Why would they not be interested in what?
furnace is out.
Yeah.
Done.
I just closed the door behind him.
It's very dark.
No.
I
Nice,
Torch.
nice conversation. Then I hear. I'm going to take a torch, a tinderbox, and can I see like any coal or wood or anything?
There is various bits of kindling beside the furnace for lighting it, burning it,
Okay.
keeping it running hot.
I'm going to try and relight and restart this furnace.
Okay. So what do you do first? Tell me how this goes.
So I'm going to look into the furnace, kind of.
And you've got dark vision, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you do. You're a bugbear. As soon as you open it, you see a burnt, charred, small corpse.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Guys, there's there. Rook voice.
Guys,
There appears to be some form of remains in the furnace.
Oh dear.
Why can we never have one simple, easy day?
Only one though? There was an apprentice. Maybe we should look for another.
It looks like the apprentice.
Ah.
It's quite small.
yes.
Oh, with my high passive, can I tell that they lit the furnace again?
They
Not
haven't.
lit it yet.
They just
Oh,
literally
not
opened
yet?
the door. Peered inside. Corpse of this small thing.
Is there an
Right.
upstairs to this building?
No.
Or another room or any kind? So he doesn't live.
No,
here.
there is another section. There's not an upstairs, but there is another section to this place.
Arden's going to go and have a look in there to see whether the blacksmith's things are still there, whether it's looked like they've packed and left, or whether they've just gone and left all their belongings behind.
Let's have an investigation, please.
Because if we can't find the other person, then the logical conclusion is that the blacksmith offed the apprentice. And
Or at least that's what it looks like, yeah.
Rook, I'm not a big fan of guards generally, but I don't think that getting caught with a
Charred human remains.
yeah.
We won't get caught. I'm not going to pull it out.
The body is
Um,
obviously older. It's been here a lot longer than we have, so
Yes, and we have people that saw us walk into this town about 20 minutes ago.
I wouldn't count on the word of a simpleton at the front door, though, to exonerate us. That was a 16 for investigation.
This room looks like it's like off to the side with a low wall made of wood that separates it from the main room, possibly to just give some sort of modicum of privacy. There is a small cot in the space and then a larger cot in the space, all stuffed with sort of simple sort of cotton stuff with hay. The stuff on the small side, everything is perfectly arranged, left neat, tidy. The stuff that's near the bigger bed is thrown around. it looks ransacked, like someone was packing in a hurry.
You find anything, bitch tits?
We've got a murder,
Oh, for
We've got
fuck's sake.
and we have a fleeing murderer.
At this point, can I decide that they're taking longer than I would have liked,
Yeah.
and return back to the yak's tongue, back to the yak, and like I still have all my research, right? So go back to my room and like start pinning everything around so I can have everything organized again.
I would see you coming,
Yeah, so
and I
back
would
to-
I'm
stop
around
you.
the building.
Well, I'm in.
Oh,
so-
you're
Yeah,
Mhm.
oh
she's-
you're at the end. Okay.
and I would stop you.
All right.
Where
A
are
little
you?
chat.
Where are you, Niala? Are you in the bar?
I'm at the bar. I'm just looking at the ring, turning around when people are entering to see if it's you guys or not, and saying Sim.
Yeah.
I have resummon.
There would be no reason for you to enter for the back route, really, at this point. Without being too meta, you would probably just come in the regular way. And sees Niala.
Hey, Sin.
You guys are
Can
back
I-
early?
Hmm?
You guys are back early or earlier than I
Yeah.
expected?
Can you come here? I want to have a little chat with you. Nothing much. You're not in trouble.
What
Well-
side of the bar are you on? Where you sit or where you're serving drinks?
No, I'm sitting like in front of it.
In one of the booths.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then
I
I'll just go behind the bar.
Okay.
So,
She's not sitting with you. She's moved to the other side of the bar.
mhm.
Mhm.
So,
You
how
have
has it been
the
since you've gone?
distance is not somewhere that you can talk across.
Oh, I thought I was like across from her.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Sorry. I thought you meant you were going to the bar while she was sitting in the booth. Okay. You both started at the booth. Sorry. Face to face. Yeah, okay.
So, how you been lately?
Tired. I had to go deal with the fate problem that Niana had. Not Niana. Nanjala had a couple days ago. And I want to go do research to hear her and Rook from when he comes back. If he comes back.
Oh, he came back. We drag his ass back here. Tell me. We talked a bit, and this is something that is bugging me a lot because I don't have enough social skills. And because you, fuck this, I'm gonna be honest, you have a very difficult character that I'm hardly cope with. And, well, we are a team, dysfunctional family, I would say.
She flinches
So-
at the word family.
I never had a family on my own, so I guess. So I want to know. We need to trust each other. So I'm thinking of some boundaries. What do you judge good to talk, touch? Anything you feel acceptable?
This is a conversation I prefer to have another day. Right now, I just want to finish with the research that I have to get us to the peaks unless you're gonna help with that. I just prefer to be alone right now.
Oh, I would love to. You know I love it.
All right, then get a couple drinks and meet me up in my room so that we can.
Hi, Captain.
Okay, so up the stairs, Sim goes to the room and Miana starts pouring some drinks. Rest of you guys in a very dark place. Arden, you no one's lit a torch yet. You put your bandana on, right? Or are you?
For the sake of trying to stay incognito, the fact that we're in here and not draw attention yet, yes. I'll put the bandana on.
Yep. You can now see in the shades of grey.
Divine budgets.
It looks like. I wish I'd never told you that. It's all right. It's a nickname that any story for another time. Anyway, it looks like our friend the blacksmith left here in a hurry. Either he's the murderer or he was afraid he was going to be next.
Or it was an accident. Sorry, what are you laughing at me?
I start laughing because I just realised it's kind of strange. The camera pans back and there's Arden standing in the dark with a bandana and but he's talking to a man with a bullet tail strapped to him, like just going, "There's been a terrible murder," and just the brightness of that image. He's trying like massive eyes. So
D&D. I think Arden's Sherlock and George is Watson in this scenario.
I am so okay with that.
so sorry, guys.
I like this is more pinky in the brain.
Do you think maybe the position of the body? Sorry, I'm trying to discern whether this is an accident or not. Like, so it's maybe he left if once there was maybe if there was an accident.
Fell on the furnace.
Possibly. So maybe the position of the body, does it look like it's shoved or does it look like it could have
Shorter person.
This is what we need. Let's get a
Sorry?
bit investigation. Let's get a bit CSI on this.
Just
that's a magnifying.
Yeah, I got it. I was there.
Sorry. Okay. Well, it's not too bad. 18.
Are you looking at the body or the furnace?
I'm looking at the sort of position of the body, like, so I'm trying to basically see what the chalk outline of it would be, as essentially, like, did somebody fall in, or was somebody shoved in, or like, does it look natural?
The bit of metal that it is contained within this piece of the furnace piece that holds the creature inside, is sort of, as you look at the body, you notice that the fingers bones are broken.
Okay. Sorry, I made a huge assumption about what this furnace actually looks like. Could you, so I was assuming that it was like, a pit of coals. Skyrim furnace. Do you want to explain?
Set against one wall. This is maybe my description. I don't think I maybe described it very well at all, or maybe you neglected me. So it's set against one wall. It has a metal grating door that opens on the front of it.
Okay, right.
This is the space where you think that the metals are heated, then falls out of. It's quite a modern piece of machinery rather than like one of these kind of pits that are holes. It has vents on the side that also let out various gouts of heats and maybe for different temperatures and things like that.
Of gnomish design.
Curled inside a metal orb, basically.
It sounds like a combi furnace smelter.
So, okay.
Say that in character, that'd be so funny.
Sounds a bit too elaborate for me.
But from what you've described, Pete, it seems like it's got structures in place that it would be very hard to have an accident.
Yeah.
Right? Right. Okay.
Sounds like a Mrs. Lovett's meat pie situation.
You know that gravity doesn't normally work on this plane. Gravity works on this plane. And that to fall in that way would be difficult. So that's looking at the body, investigating the body. You see the finger bones are broken.
Finger bones are broken.
Look around the room to see if there's any kind of signs of a struggle or a fight or anything like that. Hello?
There is a lot of soot around.
Like things were disturbed, like the ash.
It's like the process of making hot things. Soot is created.
Oh, and soot leaves footprints usually and various other markings. It's
Make a survival check.
Who wants to make that survival check?
I will. No, oh no, not natural. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You come over to where Nan is, and you look round the edge of the furnace hole, the grate that opens up, and you can see in the black streaked marks that slide down into the belly of the furnace. Like the soot has been wiped clean away. You see, yeah, that is there's clean marks where there shouldn't be clean marks, basically, on the edge.
Yeah, this wasn't an accident. This was full-blown intent murder.
Murder most foul.
There's been a murder. Yes, there's kind of marks.
I can be Miss Marple.
I
Sorry.
mean, murder wouldn't change Arden very much.
Celia can be Poirot.
Yes!
Perfect.
Love it. Because actually, in France, in one of our channel TV, every Monday there is a
Whiskey.
movie
Poirot.
about Poirot.
But Poirot isn't French, he's Belgian.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Picky, fuck off.
They both speak a kind of similar.
Sorry, sir.
Don't they speak French over there too?
Yeah, it's slightly different dialect, but it's still French.
Yeah.
Then don't complain.
It's French mixed with English.
And then you've got Flemish. Don't even get me started.
Anyway, love that tangent.
Sorry. So sorry, what did Rook notice again?
It's
Like,
murder.
there's like marks inside. Like, am I getting this right? Like the body, like the kid has tried to kind of like climb out and claw out. Or...
Yeah, you don't think it's a child. You, Mororook of all, would probably recognise it most.
Halfling.
I think that part of the form is goblinoid.
Oh,
Is what? Half of the form is what? Sorry?
goblinoid.
The form looks
Goblinoid.
Oh,
So someone's been roasting goblins. And now it's got personal.
So, sorry, just a second, just because this seems it's all very important. Not that other parts of the game aren't very important as well, but sorry, the body in the furnace seems goblinoid.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Well, we don't know what.
We know goblins work in the city. I've spoken
Yeah.
to one in the tower, so it being a goblin isn't a revelation. It's just now we know that the assistant was a goblin, or we presume this is the assistant. This could be the blacksmith, and the assistant could have been the one that's run off.
True.
But I think the guy outside said that the little fellow was the assistant.
No, he said orc. There's an orc inside.
There's an orc.
He said
So the
no,
orc is the assistant.
no, orc is the blacksmith.
The orc was the
But there's-
blacksmith. Okay.
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 But orcs are quite goblinoid.
Yeah. I know Diaz has their hand up. There's just one thing that I would like to try and check for. So, Arden, hang on a minute. The cards that you get at the tower, they a form of identification? Like, say they have like your name. Do they have like a picture of you or your name on, or like? So I basically want to try and find an ID somewhere and see.
Well, I suppose
Photos,
if it's a
not
magical,
photos, etchings.
if it's a magical item, then it wouldn't be susceptible to burning, so that would make sense.
Yeah.
But it's blood magic. There's no picture. Yes, it has my name on it, but it also has my blood on it.
Surely we could just go to that and just, whose card is this? We found it on the street.
Well, let's search the body then and see what's left of it.
I just want to know
the body
names
a
of
smaller
people.
body or a medium creature body, or is it a smaller creature body? Sorry?
Small. Sorry.
Smaller. Okay, so it's a goblin. And the orc's gone. So that's okay.
Are there like, so it's a shop, are there like record, there's got to be records somewhere of like what was taken, what jobs they've taken in, receipts that they were given. There's got to be some records, because otherwise how would they pay their taxes?
There we go. We can, if we can find something like that,
Ledgers?
maybe we can find the exact day that this happened.
I want to try and find names, that's what I'm looking for, but ledgers,
You're
if it's
looking
not
for
like
a record of where it comes up saying sin
well,
medallion.
no, I'm not looking. Honestly, no, that wasn't what I was. I'm genuinely looking for the names of the people that run this shop, because I don't want us running around going, the goblin in the furnace. We want the names.
Goblin in the it sounds like fucking.
But the
like
the only thing, the only things that I could think of were ID and then like photos, and I was like, of course, there's not going to be photos, etchings, but like something with names and.
Yeah, let's look for a ledger main then. Let's look for a ledger.
Some
Like
personal effects in the sort of office space to the other side of the room.
Do you want to have a look for that, or shall I?
Do
you want to look at the body and see if you can find a card, and I'll look in the room and see if I can find some kind of ledger?
Maybe one. Rook can help one of us, maybe.
I mean, I'm still I think Rook's still basically in the furnace, looking at the inside of the furnace.
Okay.
I've probably been like head through the door, hanging in the doorway between this and the other section anyway. So I'll look for a ledger if you two want to search the body.
Arden, and for. Are you going to take the body out, Rook? What are you going to do?
I want to help finding ledgers.
Okay, that's yeah.
So
Go
that's
for it.
advantage with you then, Arden.
Right, on one hand, I want to kind of take it out and inspect it, but at the same time, I don't want to kind of disturb the body.
15 was the highest.
15.
Yep.
You look through, and there is very little written in this space. When you find stuff, it's normally just like there's like tallies and things like that. So it might be like representing.
There's
money.
tallies, but there's no like written language.
What you can see.
I've got a feeling our man is illiterate.
Or he's writing in a language you don't know. I just kind of call out from the furnace.
I mean, lines. I mean, unless it's a code of some sort. But why would you code it? He's a blacksmith.
Sin, you and Niala, you let Niala into your room?
Sorry.
That was a good pickup line. I'm just saying.
I have no idea what I've just done.
Can I send them?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, do you let Niala to your room when she comes up with drinks?
Yeah, I let her go. I'm already organizing everything. Making what's in the room? I know, is there like a desk or something?
There's a bed, there's a small like bedside cabinet that would not store anything, only maybe a few items of clothing, but the floor would be the best place to spread out what you have.
Right, then I'll spread it on the floor. With the hour or two of research I was able to do at the temple, organize it, like that, and have like the map at the center, so that I can show her the a rough version of the best way or the safest way to get there is.
Yeah, perfect. Niala, you walk in with what did you get? Did you get spirits or did you get a beer? Niala?
Sorry, I didn't hear it.
Did you get spirits or did you get beer?
Wants to know your specific drink order.
I would have get something light to still have some mind. So something like cider.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll say that's one tap today. So you walk in with 2 great months of cider, and you see that Sin has prepared this research on the floor, spreading out maps and ancient tomes, and although these are more of the clerical kind, a lot of them are religious in nature. Even though there is quite a lot of, they're written in that way, they appear to be, religious in connotation, in the way they tell the tale, maybe like in Psalms and that manner.
Did you get this from the temple? By any means?
Yeah, I got it when you guys went to go after Rook. Get a head start.
Makes sense. I mean, they would get all the things we need about the crystals, the de-aging and everything. So where do you want to start? Is it that I might have, you may come with me to the libraries. I don't remember if I found a map, a really explicit one. So we might need to get back there.
You see on the floor exactly what you said. A very explicit map of the west.
Okay. So we need to study our way in. So we should get some insight from people there first. Well, once we arrive in the city, that would be helpful.
Let's have some.
Is the city like full of people? I thought it was a ghost town, or did they just abandon the mine?
That's what I'm going to find out what you're doing. That's what you're going to read into now.
Oh, okay.
So let's do some research here, because you got interrupted before.
You wanted me to do a check?
Yeah, let's have some intelligence checks maybe, because you're kind of doing research. It's not really, this is applied brain, something intelligence.
Before she starts, I have a spell for this. I'm a cast enhanced ability with
Yeah.
Fox's cunning. So she has advantage on intelligence checks.
This is a lifesaver because I just rolled and I got a 6. So the second one is not better. It's a 9.
Oh my god.
Let me see if I have something.
You just loved it.
You're tired. You had a long day chasing after a
Yeah.
bugbear. It's understandable. I fell asleep
Seriously,
1 or 2 hours into reading this, so I'm not even gonna blame you.
it's very, very tiring to do such a thing. Chasing a bugbear across the ice. You discover that the town is Vermilion. And you hear that there was in the books they tell of a great loss to the town
Loss.
through an accident in the mines. An explosion rocked them and collapsed part of the mines. But when that wasn't the thing that made the town now. You don't know. It doesn't seem like in your head that would make a town not live there.
Yeah.
And the further on you read, you kind of read that people moved out of the town, but you can't glean why.
Okay, so they had an explosion. They had some great loss and everything. That means it's gonna be unstable there. Maybe some explosive. Maybe I've been stayed there. So no fire. These are from Nan. These are from me. These are from anyone. I don't know. Do you have some fire spell?
You two discuss your
As
spell.
she's saying that, I'm just behind her, like, was like, cause I can produce flame from my hand, so I'm just going like that. As she reviews the, as she's basically reading stuff that I already read, but I kind of forgot, and like,
Yeah. Yana, you are not happy with the bits of flame around paper. Rook, Nan, and Arden, can you please make a perception check, please?
Sorry, I think
17.
I missed loads of stuff. Ah, bollocks. 9.
Arden, we lost Luke, maybe?
Maybe Luke also went to the bathroom.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't do a great job. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's always weird when I keep my headphones on and go. Anyway,
Yeah, it's good.
it's not.
Yeah, you.
Sorry, my computer was a bit fritzy then.
Perception check.
Perception check, please.
So Thane, don't you have like well, Diaz, sorry. Don't you have like 2 potions left for the dream?
a potion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have one left. I made 2, and I can make more.
1 left. I thought
Yeah,
you made 3.
No, I made 2 so that I can give it to some random ass person, see what will happen to them.
Didn't you use 1 on Rook?
No, I just started drinking with him.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
What was that perception, please?
So, yeah, I only made 2. Game 1 to the child, have 1 left. I have enough to make several more, like a dozen at least. And then I know how to get more ingredients. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a dealer. I'm a drug dealer now.
So it's technically a 5,
No, what is it actually?
but it was a natural 1.
Okay.
But technically it's a 5.
Nothing. You're still rummaging through these belongings with Matt. Rook, you hear a voice you've heard before. Outside, coming closer. Yeah? Yeah? Harry's gone. The first is out as well. Come on, look. We're weird. And then
So,
the door.
I didn't understand any of
No.
that. Were we supposed to?
It's the moron that I spoke to before has gone and
I even
paid
speak-
somebody.
I speak
It's a-
West Country as well, so
Yes. I'll clear it up a bit. Like filter my.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm supposed.
He says.
What did he say?
He says, if you let me finish, I'll tell you. He says, yeah,
What he's talking
gone.
about? It's not even his own hedges.
says, yeah, it's weird. He has gone. Furnace is out as well. Come over there. And then the door is, and you see the guy that left the woodwork shop, and then several armored town guards.
why now does he decide to go tell the
Yeah.
guards? Like, he fucking left it a fucking week. Only
You-
when Arden comes to ask.
You brought it to his attention. He probably didn't worry about it before.
What a dick.
Jeez.
And that is where we should end today's episode.
Okay. I was gonna
Yes.
try, if I'd had time, I was gonna try one thing, which I was gonna try and find some kind of animal in the blacksmith and speak to it and see what that animal is.
Shit. No,
There's
that's
that,
okay.
Sorry? Pete, I couldn't hear you.
there's time for that next time.
Okay.
We'll see how this
I mean, we
content
can do it
goes,
in downtime.
because
Yeah, and there's animals
I
around.
kind of want to leave this situation until next week.
Yeah, I think this is an in-person moment.
This isn't
rather
a
than
downtime situation. This
Yeah.
is a over.
Yeah. bit of a live to and fro kind
We
of
can
thing.
plan what we want to investigate. We can. I
Yeah,
suppose if you-
Sin
You
and
see-
Niala's
you
research
private chat.
thing could be downtime.
That, and I know who the blacksmith and the apprentice are.
You knew his name. He introduced himself to you, I think.
Yeah, I know who they are. I bet you he didn't even warn the fucking apprentice and shit. Bet you the apprentice just grabbed the fucking crystal, start going insane.
can't blame an apprentice if you give somebody like something dangerous. You
Like
can't blame
somebody
them for
stolen a crazy crystal and given it to a random stranger to put in a
I
lock.
told the blacksmith
Like,
to be,
who knew shit could have gone wrong? Like,
that's
I
that's
thought
like a
that could be
sociopath's
careful.
like logic.
I told him to be careful not to touch it, no skin to skin. He
you
should
gave,
have told that to the
you
expert.
gave a toddler a lightsaber. What did you think was going to happen?
Nah, but idiot, he showed me his work. It was
I don't know.
masterful.
Ask
Yeah, I had
Anakin.
experience.
Anyway,
Oh,
Channeling
and
Star
last thing, because
Yeah.
what type of weapons did he have? Like kegging, hanging on the wall? Cause they do that, right? They don't have weapons on the wall to display their work and stuff.
Yeah, there's those rough finished pieces when you were in there.
When you say there's one of each type,
Weapon.
yeah.
No, like he's like a town's blacksmith, so like he works. There's some stuff that he goes up to the guard, the unfinished, like mainly sort of heavy broadsword type things in there. A lot of spades for digging snow because it's very snowy where you are, and that kind of gubbins would be in there.
you
So
didn't
when
go
you
to
say
an
there's-
artisan. You went to.
So would you say there's like warhammers and malls there?
Not particularly, not a percentage wise. Like there's just an average of stuff. I mean, you think he might be the type of person that would have swung a ball by his build.
Mm.
Okay,
Okay.
right. We're going to close this meeting. Let everyone go
Right.
to bed.
Yeah.
XP?
XP. I will put it in. That I will put in down because I've got it on 7 bits later.
Can I request that when we start next week's episodes, we start with like the theme tune to like
Law and
Mrs.
Order.
Marple or CSI or like
SVU.
Midsummer Murders or something like just something.
Why not X-Fire?
The old theme tune to the bill.
The
Yes.
Oh.
Or more appropriate would be the Animaniacs or something like that.
I'm trying to remember the theme tune to the bill, and it was quite a banger, if I remember.
It was.
Oh no, is that no that? Yeah, that is it. Yeah,
Yeah,
Brother.
because it had the feet.
Yeah,
Or
they have-
we could do Pink Panther and Inspector Clouseau.
Yeah. Right, I'm gonna
Anyway.
we'll post each other theme tunes from cop shows in Downside and then our Discord. See you later, guys.
Thank you,
Thank
Pete.
you.
Thank
See
you,
you later.
everyone.
This is more like the Blue Line than anything else. Right.